little bit about cloning now. A friend of mine came across and gave me some Master Kush clones. You know, the original Master Kush, apparently. Seeds came from seed bank, from Vancouver Seed Bank. So each one was numbered, of course. You know, each one of the 6 plants that I have came from an original set of 10 seeds. The males were extracted, and these are the female, one clone from each plant for me to pick out my mother. Now, what we've learned about this particular strain, my friend and I, was that, one, it's not necessarily stable. And when we say not stable, my understanding from my friend was a lot more advanced in genetics than I am. Of course, is when we look at these 2 plants, they were grown from seed, or grown from clone, okay, from 2 different moms. Now we can see this one here. Now everybody can say it was just a good cutting. It may very well have been. However, for this reasoning, the branching, if we look closely, we got lots of branching, lots of little babies there. For the purpose of mothering, we can see I've already named this. This is going to be my Kush mom. Okay, so this is what I'm going to start with. This being said, I need to get my room started, so I'm going to go ahead and clone the rest of them now that I've selected my mom. Now, when we look at the difference between here, we can see long internode spacing, less babies. Okay, it almost looks like a male, even though I know it was cloned from a female that was successful. And when I say that they're not necessarily stable genetics, please keep in mind that I'm not saying hermaphrodite by any means. You know, hermaphroditism is a whole different thing, and that can be set off from climate control, lack of climate control, stressing the plants from a multitude of issues to, you know, to buds. All being said, now we'll get on to some of the aspects of cloning and what cloning entails. Currently, I've got out here is what I use is stem root. You know, I mean, this is basically for hardwood products. You know, it's basically for trees. Standard rooting solution. It is a powder solution. Now you can get gels. You can even get really expensive gels now that are almost guaranteed to get your success rate up around 90. To be truly organic and to be totally honest, I mean, I call myself an organic grower, but really I'm about 80% organic and 20% chem. Part of that 20% is this here. Unfortunately, rooting hormone, of course, is a hormone. Thus, we step away from organics when we use it. Okay, so for me, that's something that is important to understand about cloning. Is that indeed the minute that you choose to use rooting hormone, that's what happens. One other thing I have here is my willow water. Now this is from the willow tree, grown mainly in Ontario, so for you living in Ontario, this is easy to come by. This really stimulates the plant to help root, it really helps it to grow. And of course what I'm using is what's known as jiffy cubes, or peat pellets, what we call here on the West Coast. And peat pellets, originally they look like this. They're just kind of little soft, little hockey puck looking thing. And we soak them in water until they come out to a point of being like this. And at this point, they're basically ready now for planting, and keeping the temperature, of course, at room temperature, and using distilled water, not using water from the tap. You know, these are all early precautions. Of course, you can tweak this as you want. I'm following as many precautions as I can here to try and teach all areas where applicable when it comes to cloning, and also from the medical standpoint, we want to be as clean with our tools and as knowledgeable when we're growing our medicine as possible, especially when it comes to organics versus chemicals, and it comes to flushing aspects of our medicine, because certain chemicals don't necessarily mean that it's bad.